Hello and welcome to QED Stata 3 from part S12. Forgot to do this in Excel before we go off to Stata. If you're not careful, you get caught out by this. It makes a bit of a mess in the Stata version, though you can get rid of it. But at the very bottom of the file, they always insert some lines here just saying what the data is. And obviously, this isn't part of the data, so just zap that before you try importing it. Otherwise, it will confuse the Stata program. And save that. Okay, so save it as the name that I've given it in the file, but I've already done that, so I'm going to not do it. So save it as primary read SXLSX, that file name. So now we can finally go off to Stata and try and open that. Where's our nice friendly Stata? There we go. And to open it, there's various things you can do. The simplest one is to go to the File command and use import from Excel, fairly self-explanatory. And then all you have to do is remember where you put that file. So for me, I hope I put it in the data folder. Not in the Stata folder, in the data folder. There we go. Blah, 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 blah. There we go, that one, yeah. If you look carefully at this, at the moment it's got ABC as the labels of columns, and these things are in part of the data. That's no good. You need to tick that part there. Just going to take the first row out and put it in as the variable names, and then the rest of it's the data. So that should work. There we go. Hopefully you can click OK and something will happen. Seems to have brought it in. So that's part 13. S14, we've done that as well, brought it in. 15, go to the browse window and have a look at what's going on. So remember, get to the browse window by amazingly typing, browse, trying to spell it correctly. That's not yet defined the command browse. Okay, so everything seems to be there. The WDR is a bit over the top. It gives you the country name and the country code, and sometimes you don't need all that. We've also got the data here is all there, so school enrolments, and that's the school enrolment back in 1998. I think that's the most recent one. That's literacy now. So all the data's there, kind of nicely in red, most of it, all of it. So you can see that's there. Question then. So can you remember what the red colour coding means, and is it good that it appears in red? As a clue, you can use the command describe in Stata, if you can find that. Remember, that gives you just a general summary of the database you're working with. So 222 observations, that's like roughly every country, well, exactly every country in the world, in fact. 6 variables, and the country name and the country code are stored as strings. Remember what that means, but then everything else is stored as strings as well. So you should be able to think to yourself, is that appropriate or not? And refer back to last week if you're not sure. But you'll get a clue later on. Before thinking more about whether or not that's okay to have things as strings and coloured red, you'll notice that if you look at the variable names that have come in from Excel, they're really, really odd, and you can see it better in the browse window. Like this variable is called school enrolment. It's long name. This variable is just called D. This one's called literacy rate. This one's just called F, because that's the way it was appearing in the Excel spreadsheet when I got imported. So it's all got very ugly and you can't read it. So before you do any work with this, you need to rename the variable so we can understand what on earth the data is referring to. So what we're going to call them is this. You're going to rename, so the first one's been called Prime 1998, meaning primary enrolment in 1998. The next one will be Prime 2018, Lit 1998, and Lit 2018, meaning literacy in the 2 years. So it says what the variable is and what year it's talking about. Now at this point, you realise that you're going to have to type in rename blah blah blah, rename blah 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 4 times. If you make a mistake, it's like do it again. It's all a pain. So now you start thinking, hey, look, let's put this into a do file, so we can tinker with it and run it again next time and so on. So we'll make a do file. And because I'm such a nice person, I've saved you work by giving you the do file. So there it is. and it's called QED Stata 3 Part 1, because there's another one Part 2 later. So we'll open this up and we should be able to find that. So 516 we'll probably finish this video on. Should we go to Stata and try and open that? Different ways you can do it. You could just open up the do window like that, or you can use this command to open. But if you open a blank do window here, then from here you can just open up the one we want. The one we want, no, it's got everything. Navigate, be the Stata, I suppose. Let's do 3.1. Yeah. There it is. So everything's there already for you. So all the commands are there. So you could just press go and you've finished it really, but you wouldn't want to do that. And then if you look through the commands in that, you should be able to see that most of them are pretty familiar, except for dstring. That explains what that does. And here we get to the answer to the previous question, which is that the red color stuff is a problem because all this stuff here, it's colored red because Stata thinks it's just text, just string. It hasn't realized that it's not string. And it's because it's confused by these stupid double dots. The double dots are used by the World Development Indicators to mean it's missing data, but Stata doesn't use that. So Stata thinks this is textual, so it's not treating that properly. So what you need to do is do forced Stata within the dstring command. And dstring says if it looks like a number, it smells like a number, it moves like a number, it's a number. So all these things here are going to be changed into numbers. Where it's got the force command means that if you see something that doesn't look like a number like this, don't give me some warning saying, oh dear, it's not a number. Just zilch it out and replace it with missing data, whatever it is. Just get rid of it. Don't worry me about it. Replace means replace the existing data. So that's what the dstring command is going to do there. And there's some other things here. Graph drop all means just rub out the previous graphs if you've made any and so on. And then lines 18 to 21, you already know about this. It's the rename commands, and that explains the name option. This gives the graphs a name. Okay, so I think we'll leave it at that, and we'll come back to the next section in the next video. But thanks for watching.